Psychology professor at UCLA did a study into members of the House of Representatives to see whether or not conservative women are more attractive than liberal women. And the study findings were shocking. Okay, so the psychology professors Carrie Johnson and graduate student Colleen Carpinella applied computer modeling to pictures of the entire 111th U.S. Congress to determine which facial features and the spacing between them connote a more masculine or more feminine face. Then they asked the college students to look at 434 portraits and guess which women belong to each party, and they pegged Republican women correctly 98% of the time. Johnson and Carpinella posit that the reason for these facial correlations in women politicians stem from perceived gender roles entrenched in each party's DNA. Okay.
I'm slightly confused by this story because it seems to say that Republican women are hotter, but then it has this weird thing about the people could, by voodoo, guess 98% of the time which woman was a Republican.
Yes.
But why did the kids assume that the hotter ones are Republican, and how can they be right 98% of the time? I think there's something really wrong there.
Yeah, look, it's not the most scientific study, but it's interesting because there are scientifically derived methods of determining attractiveness. So for women, for example, of course they look at symmetry, they look at the placement of your brows, they look at cheekbones, they look at the fullness of your lip, you know, what the end of your nose looks like. I mean, it's incredible. There are very specific things that they look at to determine attractiveness. But what they did find is that, you know, Republican women on average are more attractive than, Democratic women in Congress.
Now, I'm not sure about that because I'd like to show a picture of a Democrat and a picture of a Republican and see what you guys think. Mm-hmm. First, let me show you Republican Congresswoman Virginia Foxx. Oh. I haven't said a thing.
Who's 69 years old, by the way.
I know, God bless. Mm-hmm. And then let me show you Democratic former governor of Michigan, Jennifer Grant. I haven't said a word. Okay, so that's the Republican. They say Republicans are hotter on average.
69.
And then that's Democrat.
50.
You be the judge.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's an unfair comparison. I mean, you took both extremes here. Right?
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't said a word.
I know that she is, Virginia Foxx is a questionable person with questionable characteristics. But at the same time, I feel a little guilty dissing the way she looks.
I don't, because Virginia Foxx is a really bad person.
I know she is. Okay. I know, but I still feel a little guilty.
She is one of the craziest members of Congress. The other day, not only her politics, but the other day she kicked out a staffer from the members-only elevator. She's like, how dare you get on this elevator? By the way, it said members only during votes. Mm-hmm. It wasn't during a vote. And she's yelling at the staffer, can't you read? And the staffer's like, actually it says during votes. Mm-hmm. Okay, she's like, get out, out.
In her defense, the staffer should have known better. Okay.
So anyway, look, I believe them, and overall, right? I don't know about the correctly predicting Republican thing. That seems weird to me, but that Republican women would be more attractive, the elected politicians, not overall in the general population. Why? It's not because, like, hey, Republicans are hot. It's because that's who Republicans vote for. Because they think the value of a woman is in her looks. So, and then, of course, these are broad generalizations, but they wind up having an effect. So they're more likely to vote for a more feminine-looking woman because they think that is the proper role of a woman. They're, more traditional, conservative, etc. But the results are apparently in, and I think it probably has more to do with self-selection than anything else. Because remember, they have all the women in the world to choose from in terms of voting, generally speaking, when you look at the macro picture. And Democrats apparently don't care that much what they look like. They care what is their position, etc. I think that speaks really well of the Democrats. So ironically, the study that shows that Democratic women are not as attractive actually goes to show you Democratic voters are more logical. They vote on positions and ideas and principles more than they vote on, is she hot or not? And by the way, look, we've seen it play out in real life. I mean, the Republicans lost it over Sarah Palin. Why? Because she had the right policy on oil distribution in Alaska? No, it's all those horny Republican guys who are like, oh yeah, she looked great, oh my God, she looked great, oh I love her, I love her, I love her. In other words, I'm saying if you did a study, you might find out that the Republican men are not quite as bright as Democratic men.